FanExpo New Orleans, everyone can find something to pique their interest, whether it's rare comic books or children's books. It gets underway next week on January 5th, and Vernon Smith, a comic book and children's book creator, joins us now with a preview. Hey, Vernon.
Hello.
Well, first I have to ask, how do you become a comic book writer, creator, artist?
You basically have to ignore and neglect everything else in your life and just dedicate it strictly to writing and drawing comics.
Just writing and drawing comics. Now, I noticed that you have a book called The Littlest Streetcar. So are you from New Orleans?
I am, yes.
And
from
so
uptown.
That kind of inspired a more New Orleans theme when you said you wrote and drew that one.
Right, yes. Yeah, I grew up uptown, like near the St. Charles streetcar line, and so I'd always see like the little worker car that would, you know, sand the rails and stuff like that, and then just wrote a story about like if that was kind of a sort of a Pixar Cars type, animated live streetcars, and he's just like this little worker car that wants to be like the bigger, prettier, cooler, popular streetcars, but through a series of events realizes he's awesome just the way he is.
Exactly. Well, I love that you kind of derived some inspiration from our local area, but this is a really big deal. There's going to be people coming in from all around the FanExpo starting next week.
Right.
We talked about Lord of the Rings fans. You said some Star Trek fans might be coming to town. Who all's going to be there?
Yeah, well, like celebrities, like stars of those movies and TV shows, Elijah Wood and Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings, and a bunch of other stuff from the 80s and 90s. Sonequa Martin Green from Star Trek, folks from Daredevil, Punisher, and that's just like the celebrities, and there's tons more, like from Battlestar Galactica, Mandalorian, anything you can think of that's like, kind of sci-fi, comic book-ish related.
So this is going to be drawing a lot of people. I want to talk about some of your other books, though. I see a Ninja Turtle book.
Right.
My husband, we're both 90s babies, so he's a huge fan of the Ninja Turtles, especially with his older brothers being born in the 80s.
Right.
So tell me about that.
That's a cover I did for the Halloween special. And so they have like several different variant covers, and through just kind of doing a little bit of coloring work with some of the earlier issues, and got in with one of the editors and was like, hey, what I really want to do is I'd love to do a cover for it. And they were like, sure, we'll put you on an issue, just hit us up. And I kept hitting them up, and then they were like, yeah, we'll put you on a Halloween issue. And I was like, sold.
So
it's like, get to draw them and in Halloween costumes, and like one of the turtles as Shredder. So yeah,
that is so fun.
One of the dreams come true.
So you get to illustrate not only your own books, but also you can kind of jump in and help out with other ones that are like the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
How cool was that?
Right.
Is it hard to learn to draw somebody else's, because somebody else created the Ninja Turtles?
Sure.
Is it hard to learn to draw their style?
Kind of, but it's also easy because that's usually the stuff that you are learning, like when you're a kid, and you're always copying the stuff that you're watching on TV or reading in comics. So it's like, you grow up drawing like Batman or Transformers or whatever, and then if you grow up and you like me, kind of start doing your own comic books and children's books, you're developing that, but then you're also, that's kind of the foundation that you grew up.
So it's fun to kind of go back to that. I'm sure that's really exciting. Well, I know folks are really excited about the FanExpo next week. Have a great time.
Thanks, and hopefully everyone coming out will too, and see all the awesome people out there, celebrities, creators, independent comic creators who will be the next Turtles.
Yes, exactly. And The Littlest Streetcar. Hope everybody loves that one a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after the break.